Welcome, gents. Welcome to Footie Boys ZA. I've got my boys here, Lenka and Cranker. We're going to do a quick review of probably the hottest weekend so far in the Premier League. And this is what I have to say. Well, before I get into it, what's up, guys? What's up?
Hola,
Uh,
hola, hola.
Nothing much is up, but hello,
We'll see
hello.
about that. First of all, let me kick us off by saying, is there any doubt in your guys' mind that the Premier League is the best league in the world? Is there any doubt?
Without a doubt,
Besides,
without a doubt.
Guys. Now I'm not on that bandwagon for sure. I'm not. I like it. I like it more than any other league, but I don't know if I can say it's the best. But
okay,
yeah,
well, hold that for another day. I can't. I thought we were all in unison, yeah, just to show that
Listen,
this show
I,
is
I
not.
have I have a
I'm trying to
hierarchy.
PSL, I'm trying.
It's
It's not
the
scripted. This show.
it's the EPL and then PSL, and PSL is very close.
How you guys coming here with PSL? A second.
PSL is one of the
Anyway,
best.
we
One of the
digress.
best.
We
So
digress. We
that's
digress.
the most competitive league in the world. Is
Where
the
the Golden
PSL.
Boot walks away with 8 goals. Eight
That's how
goals.
competitive. That's how competitive it is.
Nah, stop it, guys. Stop it. 8 goals. What is that saying about the goal scoring in that league? What does it say?
Hey, get out of here. We had
And he
three
and he
top goal
can he can
scorers.
score it. He can score it all in the beginning half of the season.
Hey, PSL used
Okay.
to be banter.
Okay, it actually used to be. Okay, guys. So we're gonna do a quick review, not a quick review, but a medium review of this very, very interesting weekend. We called a couple of fixtures, we called a couple of games, and some obviously blindsided us, just to show we're human and we're not, absolutely perfect all the time. So we'll kick us off with Chelsea versus Palace. The result was 4-0. Am I correct, guys, to Chelsea?
Yep. Yeah.
What were some of the key?
And I
Go
hear
ahead.
I hear no one talking about Jorginho scoring penalties week in, week out. That's all I have to say about that game.
I don't get how people are not saving those kind of penalties like Jorginho and Fernandez. I mean, why do they keep on falling for it? Just, just,
Listen,
just stick.
I'll tell you about
They
a
they
goalkeeper
saved
who saved
Jorginho's.
Jorginho, and
Who?
it was the best.
They saved
Allison.
Jorginho's.
The guy who conceded 7 goals, but it wasn't Alisson. It wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Respect Allison. Respect him.
Actually, didn't. We'll get into that one just now. So there was also a screamer from Reece James. Is it we're going to see any more of that stuff, or was it just a one-hit wonder from that goal that he scored?
Listen, he didn't even start
Ah,
this last game, so I think that's that for Reece James. As Piliqueta has made sure that he reminds him that he's still a youngster coming up. So Reece James will have to fight it out in the Carabao Cup from here.
yeah,
So
and I think with Thiago Silva in the centre back position, it creates one less chance for him to come in and having Aspilicueta at that position. So Aspilicueta will play right back, and then he'll have to bench.
okay, well, let's move on from that one because there are more interesting questions and more interesting fixtures to come. Um, we'll talk about Lampard in another week when he costs or when he's about to get fired. We have Leeds
Yes.
versus City. A draw, was it, or what was the score?
Yes,
It
it was a
was.
draw,
It
and
was a
I
draw.
just want to say I did call that one. I called it a beautiful draw, and you guys laughed. You laughed. But in all honesty, I think it's going to be either a beautiful draw or win for Leeds. Both of you like, surely, how can you start doubting Pep? What? I was like, I know this man's true colors.
Actually, somebody.
Colors.
No. Somebody's got to pull the tape. I'm quite sure you said that for the United Spurs game. That you said you wanted
You said
a
for both
beautiful.
of them.
I
For
said for
both of
both
them.
of them, it'll be a beautiful
But
draw.
you said,
That's what I said.
Cranker, you said, you said it's either going to be a win for Leeds or a draw.
Yes, that's what I said.
So
Either way, I was not in favor for City winning, which just strengthens my case.
So you guys are obviously well versed in watching the Premier League. You got many hours, maybe 10,000 hours of watching football. What's happening in Manchester City, guys? Because they keep on pumping more and more money into their side, and still they leak goals. And I think they're just not as solid defensively since I guess Vincent Company left. What do you guys think is the issue?
I think Pep struggling with injuries 100%. Uh, the fact that Fernandinho played most of last season at that centre back position shows how dire that situation is. Yes, he spent a lot of money, but yeah. And then now he can't even score goals because both of his number nines are out. So
This man's
I
out.
don't know, man.
This Manchester United supporters out here defending Man City. Cranker, you're going to be a little bit more ruthless. What do you
Uh,
think?
Listen, I mean, for me, this is the Premier League. Every team gets injuries, so that can't always be an excuse. For me, I think what's happening with City is that you know how a lot of teams will shoot up quickly and decline quickly. What's happening at City is that they've shot up slowly, but they're also starting to decline slowly. And we're seeing that in that they're losing a lot of the experienced players, and so hence they keep on having to bring in a lot of these younger guys or these new generation players, with them saying they're rebuilding for the next couple of seasons. But remember that rebuilding process takes a whole lot of time, and if you lose key experienced players, it just makes the process even a lot slower. So they'll probably will still lift trophies here and there, which we've seen. I mean, they've lifted the Carabao, they'll lift maybe the FA Cup, but the major titles they'll suffer because the stronger teams
Those are
like
major
Liverpool.
titles.
Well, by major I mean the ones that you beat your chest about. You know, you don't really beat your chest about a Carabao Cup, but you
China,
beat your
you're gonna say that until you want a treble. Then suddenly
Yeah,
the
no.
Carabao
that is going to count.
is
Listen,
an important
I'm
trophy.
not trying. I'm not trying to belittle the Carabao Cup, but I'm saying when you look at your trophy
Now that you're
cabinet.
knocked out, it's
No,
obvious it means
listen, listen,
nothing.
listen, listen. I'm saying when you look at your trophy cabinet, the Carabao Cup is not the one you beat your chest about. You know, and
This is
it's
hard
just
hearing from somebody who's not in the competition anymore.
listen.
Anyway,
So like,
let's move on. Let's move on. Anyway, so this was obviously the big fixture for us. We called this weekend United versus Spurs. I'm gonna start with my man Lenka here, who maybe can enlighten us a little bit. What exactly
I
is
have
going
nothing to
on
say. I
at
have nothing to
United?
say. I have
Blistering
nothing to
start
say.
with the penalty.
ole,
Well,
ole,
let's
that
talk about the
Mourinho,
world. Guys, is it not a record that penalty awarded in 30 seconds? Is that not a record
bro,
of some sort?
bro.
I've never seen
Penalties,
that
I
before.
don't know. Why are you asking me that? I don't know.
But to be fair,
Penalties FC.
it was a pen.
All I know is they hadn't touched the ball.
Yeah, it was definitely a penalty. But I'm starting to think Martial is like a specialist at getting penalties. I feel like sometimes he doesn't even go for the goal. He just fishes for the penalty, knowing that Bruno Fernandes is going to slot it in.
Listen, I
Anyway,
have nothing to say.
but
It was shambolic all round.
oh yeah, I mean, I don't know where to even start, but let's maybe look at it more holistically. Is it an issue that money can solve there at United, or does it just need a freshen up faces? Because it makes me kind of sad to see, players like Paul Pogba and Martial and good players, struggling like that, and it kind of makes me feel there's a little something deeper going on. So I don't know. What do you think, Cranker?
Listen, I don't know why it makes you sad, because it doesn't make me sad. For me, it exposes, the caliber of players there are. But you know what? I don't just want to isolate individuals, because in essence, I think in modern football we see that some problems start all the way from management or from the board. So I think that could be the case, or I think is the case with United, because a lot of the retired or ex-United players, who were there during the glory days, when they all try to unpack what's happening at United now, they'll tell you that, man, it's been that loss of culture, that loss of identity. The current management and board, they don't care about the team the right way they should be. And so I think there's just structural issues that are trickling all the way down to the players. And the players, they feel it at the end of the day. And so hence, your Paul Pogbas and your Martials and all these talented players, they'll just get exposed, even though they're worth all of these big bucks. So yeah, for me, I'm not sad. In essence, I'm just like, hey man, they're getting exposed because it shows that they don't have the BMT.
Lenka, you
How are you
resolved
gonna talk about the board issues trickling down and then talk about BMT? Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a combination of all of these things. Because I think even as
No,
a
but we
player,
know they have BMT. We know they have BMT, Mchan. We
Who?
know they have BMT. It's just Cranker knows that before last season, they were not beating us at Old Trafford. He knows that. He knows that. Before last season, they were not beating us at Old Trafford. So
But
just
Lenka,
because
but
last
you see, for
season,
me,
you,
that right there is part of the challenge at United. You guys are still holding on to those days and not wanting to accept that you're no longer that team. You're no longer that United.
but
not me,
these
not
guys
me,
finished.
not me, not me,
These
not
guys
me.
finished
I've
third
I've
last.
accepted and said many times that we don't even. What are we gonna go do in the Champions League?
Ooh.
We're just gonna go get pepped. You saw what just happened now. We don't belong in the Champions League right now.
And you guys are in a
So
pretty tough group.
hey,
So,
yeah, we basically like that's almost the toughest group, if not the toughest group in the draw. So,
but I mean, would you have described the finishing third last season as a upward trend, or is it kind of all fraudulence? Because I mean, it's not a good start to this season, and you guys have improved on the team. You got some key players back. You know what I mean? Where does this all fit
who
in? You
who
guys,
did we get?
you guys finished. You guys got Bailey back. Bailey. You guys got
Yeah,
Cavani. You guys got
Don't talk
Tales.
about these. But yeah, don't. We'll talk about the transfers. We'll talk about the
Okay,
transfers in
okay,
another
okay,
video.
okay, okay,
But
okay.
Bailly,
Okay, but
don't bring up Bailly as
listen,
a
He was
upgrade.
injured for so
Like
long.
something
I
good
I
happen.
I have
Like
I have
something
a
good
quick
happen.
question. I have a quick question though, Linka. What do you pin the 6-1 loss on? Just the
Quick one.
performance. Yeah.
Yeah, quick one. Sum it up for us quickly. And please comment there, guys. Let us know, Man United supporters, what's going on at United, because Linka doesn't want to expose all the
Listen,
stories at United.
I pin that loss on the centre backs. And you know what? I'm glad Victor Lindelof wasn't there because he's been blamed for everything. He's been blamed for everything so far. So I
So
am glad that he wasn't there and that the guys got pepped without him. They got pepped more. Yeah.
Worse without it.
it shows the real problem is Maguire.
Actually, wait.
I've been saying start Bailly and
Lindelof.
Lindelof and see what happens. They kept a clean sheet against a Brighton we struggled against during the weekend. Albeit it was a bit different. It wasn't the exact same team, but they kept a clean sheet. Start them.
Okay, I want to flip that exact question you asked, Cranker. What do you pin Liverpool's
Jack Grealish.
devastation to at Liverpool?
I pin it to that fraud stuff from Spain called Adrian. That's who
Wasn't his fault only one goal though, Cranker?
Yeah, it was only one goal. There's a guy that you don't want to mention that you love. There's a guy there.
I'm not gonna go there because
You gotta go there. You gotta go there. It's a defensive effort.
Listen. So I'll say this. It was just a bad day in the office. Nah? But
for who?
For Liverpool, obviously. For Liverpool.
For who?
It was it was just a bad day in the office for the team in general. I feel like we've been due one of those in a very, very long time. Like I can't remember the last time I watched Liverpool. Even during the dark days,
You have a very short memory.
No,
for me,
I wouldn't say that. Like when you guys played Leeds just now, we saw everything that was happening. When you guys played Chelsea at the end of last season, we saw it. When we played, didn't you guys beat them as well, Siyanda?
Beat them.
And
actually, Arteta's got 3 out of 4 wins against Liverpool.
And listen, I'm about to get to the point that I was trying to raise.
Okay, go ahead.
And here's the point I'm trying to raise. Henderson was not involved in all of those games.
Mane wasn't there, but you want to go with
listen,
Henderson first.
Because even when Mane was there, we still played games where we look suspect. Henderson is key to the success of Liverpool.
Cranker.
What about the press?
Why
weren't the guys not pressing up front at Liverpool?
Because Henderson is not there to shout instructions. Henderson is not there to marshal it. Van Dijk, listen, Van Dijk is a leader, but he's that type of leader. When things are going good, he's there. But when things are starting to capitulate, he's nowhere to be seen. And Henderson is that guy. When things are looking bad, he knows to tell the boys to say, hey, sort yourselves out. Otherwise, you're not getting your fat salaries this week. You better make sure that we get it.
So basically, Van Dijk is a bad leader.
He's not a bad leader.
You just described that, dude.
I said there's a weakness in his leadership. I did not say he's a bad leader.
He's a bad leader. Thank you. Thank you for informing us.
Having weaknesses.
Okay, when things go bad, Cranker, you just said when things go bad, he can't lead. That's basically what you said.
I said when
which is a bad leader. When you need them the most.
You can't get to that. You can't get to that. He's got more strengths than weaknesses. Therefore, he's a good leader.
Anyway, for me, this was very reminiscent of the Liverpool I've grown to love and know, getting dominated by random teams.
Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
The one that got beat by. Who did you get beat by on Gerrard's last game? You got beat by Chelsea or something.
Okay, guys. Well, anyway, hopefully we're gonna have more weeks like that, guys. Please comment in the comment section about what are your thoughts on who had the biggest blunder in the backline of Liverpool or the backline of Manchester United, and then who was also the best player in Arsenal versus Sheffield. Let us know in the comments.
Listen. This is what I heard. This is what I heard about this week is that the mid-table teams played pretty well this week.
Mid-table will only be determined at the end of the season. Right now, it's fair game, dude. It's fair game.
Siyanda, do you want to pull out the files? We will pull out the files and show that you said Arsenal is a mid-table team. We will pull out the files.
That was last season.
I'm going to include that.
This is a new season.
Yeah, but how do you determine a mid-table team after 4 games in the league? You have to say which were the top teams last season. Based off of last season.
Yeah.
That's where you finished. You finished
you can't bring that into the new season because people Aston Villa finished.
I do. Everton is not a top team. They're a mid-table team, even though they're sitting top of the table right now.
Okay, Leicester. What's Leicester?
Mid-table team.
Leicester is a top team.
Leicester
is a top team. So they finished above you guys. They're in Champions League. They're in Europa.
Last season, yes, but there's no way Leicester can even consider themselves in the same level as Arsenal. Okay?
No, we're not talking about like the big team, like historically and all that. We understand. We'll give you that all the time. But right now, Leicester is better at Arsenal right now.
Based off of last season,
they were unbeaten before this game. They were unbeaten before this game. They were unbeaten.
Okay. Anyway, guys, we have to wrap it up. Anyway. Like I say, please like, subscribe, retweet or whatever on whatever platform. Comment in the comment sections. Let us know what you think. Who was the worst defensive performance of the weekend and who was the best? Feel free to include. We didn't talk about Arsenal, but you can drop their names in there too, or any other team if you want to. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.